You are a spiritual soul in a physical body. We can further define these two components as follows. Your body has 248 what are called in Hebrew Avarim, which translates as organs or limbs. These Avarim are further comprised of two components. The first, Atzamas, bones. These are the essential foundation of your body, providing its form, structure, support, and stability, as well as protection for your vital organs. And the second component, Basar, literally flesh. These include muscles, fat, and other tissues, which cover the framework of your bones. Just as your body has 248 physical Avarim, your soul has 248 spiritual Avarim. The other major component is Giddim, which we will translate for now as channels. Your body has 365 of these physical Giddim, and as you might have guessed by now, your soul has 365 spiritual Giddim or channels. Taken together, your body and soul each have 613 major components. 248 plus 365 is 613. Your body is like a garment for your soul's life force and faculties. And its purpose is to enable your spiritual soul to have an effect upon, in fact, transform this physical world. Viewed separately, your soul's 248 spiritual Avarim act in this world through the body's 248 physical Avarim. These physical organs and limbs serve as tools of the soul, through which it performs its work, like a hammer in the hands of a craftsman. In a similar manner, the soul's 365 spiritual Giddim wear or are enclosed in the body's 365 physical Giddim, through which are circulated both the food of the body, namely the blood, along with the inner spiritual food to sustain your limbs and organs. Now let's look a little deeper into each of these two major components, Avarim and Giddim. We translated Avarim as organs or limbs. So which is it? Is it organs or is it limbs? Usually, when we mention organs, we think of the brains, heart, liver, kidneys, and lungs, for example. But keep in mind that the body's Avarims are only tools or vehicles through which the spiritual soul acts within and affects this physical world. From that perspective, we also view limbs, such as the hands, feet, arms, and legs, including their atzamas, bones, and their basar, flesh, as Avarim, or organs. Even a single bone with its surrounding tissue, such as the metacarpal bone of your thumb, is under some circumstances considered an Avar, the singular form of Avarim. It's considered an organ. In fact, a complete limb, an Avar Shalem, is actually composed of all three components, atzamas, bones, basar, flesh, and its Giddim. Now let's return to Giddim. We previously defined Giddim as channels. We can actually distinguish two major types of Giddim. The first, Giddei Hadam, which means channels or vessels of blood. So, blood vessels. Blood vessels. And the second type are Giddei Hamoach, literally channels of the brain or nerves. Within this type, Giddei Hamoach, there are actually two subtypes. They are Giddei Ha-Tenua, which are channels of movement, or the nerves dealing with movement, and Giddei Hargasha, which are nerves dealing with feeling, such as the sense of touch or, God forbid, pain. Later, we'll actually discuss a third type of Giddei Harotzon, which are channels of the will. For now, let's return to Avarim and life force. In general, each of the spiritual Avarim provide the soul's life force to the specific physical organ or limb which acts as that spiritual organ's garment or tool. If the physical limb is injured, the soul's life force will withdraw from it. If the life force remains withdrawn, that limb will eventually die, God forbid. On the other hand, as soon as the injured limb is healed, it will automatically draw the appropriate life force back to it. Now, with regard to Giddim in life force, the spiritual life force flows through the soul's Giddim or channels, which, as we said, are enclosed within the physical Giddim, such as the blood vessels and nerves. Blockages of those Giddim or channels can occur from both the physical and the spiritual side. So even if a physical organ is healthy and able to serve its spiritual counterpart, if the Giddim serving it are blocked, it will not receive the necessary life force for its healthy functioning. One final clarification. When we speak about the 613 major components of the soul, 248 Avarim and 365 Giddim, we are not saying that the soul itself has 613 parts. In fact, the soul in its essence is a singular and indivisible whole. It is only when the soul flows into and through the 613 physical Avarim and Giddim of the body do we distinguish between spiritual organs and channels. We will, God willing, discuss this idea further over the next several lessons. Okay, to summarize what we've discussed so far. Your soul's 248 spiritual Avarim or limbs act through your body's 248 physical Avarim like a hammer in the hands of a craftsman. The 365 spiritual Giddim or channels through which your soul's life force travels are enclosed within your body's 365 Giddim, blood vessels and nerves, to bring you both physical and spiritual nourishment. Together, these 613 components define you as a spiritual soul in a physical body, acting to transform this world.